We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. You are welcome to from wherever you are connecting. The new series, Tao Overflows, is continuing and uploading videos on a daily basis. This morning, 2 videos were uploaded and they are available on YouTube and Facebook. Light Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, light tantric techniques for meditation. The word tantra is very misunderstood word. Tantra means techniques. And why do you need techniques? So it is concerned with Vigyan. It cannot be separated from the word Vigyan means consciousness. So what are the techniques? So Tantra centers around consciousness, not unconsciousness. Man is unconscious. His journey is from unconscious to conscious. Tantra considers you are at conscious level. From consciousness to beyond consciousness is the journey. And beyond consciousness is, Aurobindo says, super consciousness, cosmic consciousness, and then light. And then what is beyond light? Beyond light is emptiness. Nothing there. Even light disappears in that moment. So when I am saying light techniques for tantric meditation, it has nothing to do with sex. It concerns with overall life. Whatever you are doing in your life, how you can make it meditative, make it a conscious process, conscious effort. That is what Tantra, Vigyan Bhairav Tantra centers around. So tantric meditation, understood as sex meditation? No. You are driving on the street, you are taking a shower, you are having meals, you are driving, you are working in the office, you are doing whatsoever you are doing. Tantra wants you to do meditatively. Only then you can enter into the essence of it. I'll give you the example. The very life of Sufi Brij Mohan Lal that I know, I heard from my mother, my uncle Sufi Omkarnath and Lalaji. Their life was methodological. Everything was full of awareness. So that's where he started the journey. For instance, he is going out of the house to work. So when he is coming out of the door, he is facing outside. He will pause at the door, turn towards the door and do his prayer or meditation. Let this place of living be filled with thy light, with thy awareness. Then he turns his face in a particular manner, not or anti-clockwise, clockwise. And then he will move. and now he is facing the office or workplace. So from the distance, the workplace becomes visible. Again, the meditative prayer goes, let this place of my work be filled by thy light. It is not the responsibility of your employer. It is the responsibility of you on the path, and everyone for that matter, every employee. Let this place of my work be filled with thy light, and you are working in bringing the light through your actions, through your thinking, through your behavior into that. Now, putting the clothes in the wardrobe, that is also a methodological. You have outer garments for upper and the lower, then undergarments, then socks. All these things have to be put in a proper order. In addition to that, you have other things, bed sheets, towels, blankets, and things of that nature. So everything has to be put in an order. This is what tantric meditation means. When you are cooking your food, so when I was observing the Master Chef India, the judge is asking the contestant to bring your dish. So dish comes in, placed on the plate. What did you make? So the contestant will explain that this is what I had made. Then he will look at the appearance, and because plating is very important, how you serve your food. I am talking about meditation techniques, how these are being served to you on a platter. So the food, the art of plating is different. The plates that we use are circular or square. So first the technique was you place the food in horizontal line or vertical lines, either of the two. Now it has changed. Along the rim of the plate, you serve the food and you leave the RAM, readily available memory, the space that you can use to mix your food, eat it properly, rather than when it is like a heap. I will not use the other word complementary to it. It is placed in the plate like a heap. It does not appeal to the human eye. Then, so after looking at that, he will inquire, how did you make it? So, to see that whether the person, the contestant knows how he did it, how he infused different flavors and taste into it. There are certain things which are not used in the sweet dishes, certain things are not used in savory, but in the hands of the master chef, he uses that, inquires, looks good. Then he takes a piece. When he is cutting a piece, let's say it's cake, so by cutting he gets a feel of that texture that is needed. Then he will put it in the plate, bring it to the nostrils, get the smell of it, put in his mouth. And when he puts in his mouth, silent, gently moving the mouth, like mouth has become a lab where he is experimenting, analyzing the entire process. You can do it mechanically, you can do it meditatively. Then he says that you made this flavor is not blending into it. There is a very strong flavor of this coming in the mouth. Or when a new dish is given to you, and let's say any item is made by the master chef, given to the contestant, you have to taste it, decide you have to tell what are the different ingredients for it. Then you go to the pantry, pick up the ingredients and duplicate the same dish. Isn't it difficult? Once an ice cream was presented, made by the master chef. He said it has 32 ingredients. You have to figure out and create the taste, and when you are putting the items, what item has to be added as a base flavor, what has to be added next, and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. I had given many times example. We use in gravies onion, garlic and ginger. Onion have a sweet flavor. Garlic is a rich source of sulfur. Ginger has its own taste. Garlic is very sharp. You will find it difficult to bite a piece of garlic and eat it. Ginger is easy, its taste is slightly different. So how to blend all these things, in what proportion? If you are using the onion to saute, so what has to be put first? In certain things, in Chinese things, we want the flavor of onion and garlic to come to the top. So that is put first. In the bite size, mince, not the paste. Paste will not bring out the flavor of it, because when you cut it into pieces, the ginger and garlic are separate, and when they are lightly sauteed, they bring out the flavor that goes in the Chinese food. In Indian food, we use gravies, we use the paste of it. Onion has a sweet flavor, so if in certain things we use the fried onion, as it is known as barista in biryanis and pilaus and other things. Now when you are tempering, you need to have the onion burnt, ginger and garlic burnt. So all these things, if you are not meditative in the process, how can you create taste? And how can you bring about transformation? So everything that you perform in life, it can transform you, can bring process of activate the process of transformation in you. So these are light tantric meditation techniques. So entire life, as Aurobindo says, whole of life is yoga. A process of harmonizing, bringing harmony in different acts that you perform on a day-to-day basis. So Tantra has nothing to do with sex. Yes, it does with sex also, because sex is an important part of your life. Food is an important part of your life. Your interaction with people is important. All that you perform in your life on a day-to-day basis comes within the scope of Tantra, Vijnana Bhairav Tantra. How you know this item? You have watch the recipe, you know the recipe, how you can go beyond this recipe and create a taste. First you duplicate the taste, then you go beyond that taste. You are given an ingredient and you don't know how to blend it. As a part of my meditation, I had put a number of chits with number of names, different names written, the ingredients that are used in food. Number one, spices, special ones, then the different vegetables in another bottle, and I will take out a few from each one of these and see what chits comes out. Yes, of course, salt, sugar, oil was not included in that because they are essential part of it. And then you are studying how to blend these things. Does a situation in your life does not come like that? When you are faced with a situation for which there is no answer in life, there is no experience whatsoever, how to interact in that state, how to evolve out of that, is it not necessary? So from that I learned. Now whenever you have a problem, you immediately call someone to help you in sorting out that problem. If you have known the essence of it and have done those kind of experiments, you will become self-evolved. You don't need the support from anyone. You see the mechanics, they learn the art of auto mechanics or auto electrician, auto air conditioning, and when their problem comes in, they are able to solve on their own in most of the cases. All that concerns with life, with you, to bring harmony, to bring oneness in life, comes within the range of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. There may be 112 techniques, but each technique can be used in myriad different manners. Yesterday, somebody had told me that in a city where he is living, there are different types of meditations are being used. Cuddling meditation. So, cuddling meditation is a technique of basic technique of meditation that you are applying in a particular aspect of life. How to cuddle with the people without any effect or anything. Now you look at it here. There are the places where in the room there is a steam bath or something like that. I do not know. I have no experience of that. I've heard. So in that room, anyone can go, but they have to go without clothes. If there is it not a technique of meditation that you are not concerned with the other, you are continuing to do your own thing. You are in the buffet table, in the buffet room, you are looking at the other, either his face or something else, how many things he is taking. I am concerned with my own things, because that is what the meditation is. When you are eating, be looking all around, looking what's going on in television. So you are looking this and eating your food, putting your morsel in your mouth. Lucky thing is this, there is a harmony between your hand and your mouth. So even if you close your eyes, your food will not go left or right or in the ears. I do not know how God has created that subtle connection. That hand does not know anything. The mouth does not tell that put the food in the right side, left side, in the center, and you are looking into this, trying all this. No, it happens spontaneously and naturally. Even if you close your eyes, drinking tea, the cup will not go on the cheeks. It will touch the lips. The food that you are putting in your morsel with closed eyes will go into your mouth, nowhere else. So this kind of harmony you need into your thoughts, into your actions, into everything, because there is a thought comes, a thought came to your mind to go to this particular place, then actions are followed. Is there harmony between your thought and actions, or mind is saying something else and body is responding in a different way? There is conflict. So this is yoga. Whatsoever you are doing, you are totally into it. And these are the systematic techniques. When you are in that way, you are not focused. You are totally involved in doing things in a methodological way. That is tantric meditation. These techniques can be light. Techniques can be on different nature, all depending on man. Man can be considered in three ways: as normal, abnormal, and supernormal. So then that will differ. Western psychology, Eastern psychology. Western psychology is concerned with abnormal, the pathological view, with the man who has fallen down from the normal is abnormal. Then supernormal or normal person. So all these fall within the range of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. So whole of life is a Tantra experience. Whatsoever you are doing it systematically. When you put on your clothes, you put on in a particular manner. When you come back, the clothes have given you a respect, protected you, give you an elegance, and when you return home, are you respectful to it or not? When Junaid, the person who came to learn meditation from Junaid, it was raining, he came with an umbrella, and when he came with the umbrella, the meditation has begun already, this session. So he was in a rush. He took out his shoes, flung in different directions, and he just put the umbrella anyhow. When normal technique, umbrella has a handle on top and a base, that is a piece of metal, goes below the cloth that is used for umbrella. So normally if it is soaked in the water, we keep it upside down so that water can drip out. Or in certain supermarkets, you are given a bag and you put your umbrella into that, and number or something for identification. When you are coming to a supermarket and so, you have to hand over your shopping bag to the counter and they give you a number. Certain places you place your shoes in one way, and Junaid tells the man, you have to go and apologize to the shoes and umbrella first. Which side of the staircase did you put the umbrella? Was it necessary for meditation? As far as ordinary person is concerned, it has nothing to do with meditation, but it is the essential aspect of meditation. If you are not methodological in simple things, how can you be methodological in intricate things? When I tell you to do this meditation this way, then how can you be into that? So from the basics you have to learn. The shoes have given you respect, and they will once again protect you. They protected you from pebbles on the road, the water on the street, and gave you protection. So for that you must pay the respect to it. So meditation begins from the basic things that you perform, how you enter into the room, how you lie down on the bed, how you come out of the bed, how you greet the person, how they send off the person, what do you do, how you put the plate in the food, when the food is finished, does the dishes, the unfinished dishes remain in the sink for a long period of time, or as soon as food is finished, by then the kitchen counter, the sink, the stove, all these are neat and tidy once again. These are the basic things that makes the meditation very easy. So these are light techniques for tantric meditation, putting life into a certain pattern. So there are 3 sutras in this. Consider your essence as light rays from center to center, up the vertebrae and rising, and so rises lightning in you. I had spoken on this earlier already, but I am taking it once again because this concerns with the everyday of your life, whatsoever you are doing. The act is not important, the way you do that act is important, is concern of Tantra. So these have been already spoken in the earlier sessions. Consider your essence as light rays from center to center up the vertebrae, and so rises lightning in you. I will just explain in short and try to finish up between today and tomorrow. Or in the space between, feel this lightning. Feel the cosmos as translucent, ever-living presence. It has begun, but it did not continue the explanation in much detail when it was spoken earlier on. Man comes in 3 categories, can be classified or considered, or the work can be done. In order to work on certain things, you have to separate the things and then you start working on everyone, because the technique that you have to use for a normal person will be different than that which is abnormal and which is supernormal. These are the 3 categories of the state of the mind and understanding of the person. There are certain students in a class, they are over intelligent, a simple hint is given to them and they understand. There are others to whom it has to be explained again and again. So normal, abnormal and supernormal. Western psychology is basically concerned with abnormal, the pathological behavior, the persons who are behaving pathologically or abnormally. With the man who has fallen down from the normal, that is where it is the alpha beta and delta rays. So when it falls the frequency below 4, then when it is above 12, it is a state of chaos, you cannot fall asleep. And when the frequency falls below 4, you fall into a sleep state. When it remains in between, then you cannot fall asleep, and that is a state of meditativeness. So the vibrations, their frequency, certain frequencies work at the heart center, certain frequencies work with lower extremities, certain frequencies work at the level of the mind. So all these, with man who has fallen down from the normal, who has fallen down from the normal norms, that is what the concern of the Western psychology. Eastern psychology, Tantra and Yoga consider man from the standpoint of the supernormal, of the one who has gone beyond the normal, but both who has fallen and who has gone beyond the normal, they are abnormal in one way. One who is pathological is abnormal because he is not healthy. And one who is supernormal is abnormal again because he is more healthy than any normal human beings. Whether it is physically or intelligently, he is more healthy. The other is his capability to understand is less than the normal person. And one who is supernormal, his capacity to understand and grasp things are above normal. So the difference is of negative and positive. Western psychology that looks at the abnormal behavior that has fallen is negative. The Eastern psychology that looks at the person who has gone beyond the normal state, that is positive state. So Western psychology has developed as part of psychotherapy. Freud, Carl Gustav Jung, Adler, William Reich, and other psychologists, important ones, and their followers, they were treating the abnormal man, the man who is abnormal, who is mentally ill, or you can say mentally his capacity is not developed as a normal person. There are sometimes, in the medical science says, during the time the child is in mother's womb, if enough oxygen does not reach to the body, the mind fails to develop. Or when the child is born, and so the head is very tender, if with the clipper the head is squeezed, it causes certain damages in the part of the brain, and the person's capability to learn becomes less at that time. So that person, it is better to say he is mentally inefficient to learn at a faster pace. Sometimes it happens because of the constantly using certain psychological medicines, that capacity of the brain gets less. Because of this, the whole Western attitude towards the man has become erroneous. Freud was studying the pathological cases. Of course, no healthy man will go to him. Say, the doctor studies the persons who are not well. When you go to a dentist, you go to a person who is suffering from a dental problem. You will not go to the ENT specialist, ear, nose and throat, or a cardiologist. So they were studied by him, and because of that study, that he understood man, pathological men are not really men, they are ill. Anything based on the study of them is bound to be deeply erroneous. That's why psychology does not help to a great extent, because it is studying the behavior of the people, the persons who are mentally ill, and it may be harmful in certain cases. This has proved harmful because man is looked at from a pathological standpoint. If a particular state of mind is chosen and that state is ill, pathological, then the whole image of the man becomes disease based. If a person has a lesser capability to learn and grasp things, we brand him by a particular name. Because of this attitude, the Western society has fallen down, because the ill man is the basis. The perverted has become the perversion. The perverted state of the man, the mind, has become the very foundation. And if you study the abnormal, and you cannot conceive of the possibility of supernormal being, then you cannot conceive of a possibility that there can be a man who is almost a supernormal being. You ask him anything, he immediately gives his perspective, which is even appealing to me, because the way he puts it into the framework, weaves it into a particular manner, that it becomes a well-woven piece of information or a cloth with glaze, color and everything. And it becomes very easily understandable as he encompasses from all the sides. So that is the supernormal being. A Buddha is impossible for a Sigmund Freud. He cannot conceive that there could be any person like Gautam Buddha. To Sigmund Freud, Buddha will be fictitious, mythological man. A Buddha cannot be a reality for Freud. Freud has only come in contact with the ill, but Gustav Jung was slightly different. But the basis of Sigmund was in him. He was afraid. Many times he decided to go to visit certain the mummies, those pyramids in Egypt, but at the last moment he cancelled the trips each time when he planned. This was out of fear. And whatsoever he says about the normal man is based on his study of the abnormal man. Sigmund studied the abnormal man. And so all his understanding, all men are like that. It is just like a physician who is doing a study. No healthy man will go to him. There is no need. Only unhealthy people will be visiting to the physician. By studying so many unhealthy people, he creates a picture in his mind of man. But that picture cannot be true. It is not a reality. A few exceptions cannot be could not be enough to describe the entire humanity. And if you base your concept of man on illness, then the whole society will suffer. I'll continue in tomorrow's session, and probably again I will not rush, and if the need arises to continue this talk even beyond this weekend, we'll continue. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.